We're getting ready to get started, and we've got hundreds of people on the call, and I'm sure we got hundreds more actually calling in right now. Something exciting is about to happen.
This conference is being recorded.
Welcome to the call, everybody. I am here in San Diego, and I'd like to first off thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I'd like to also let you know that the things that you're hearing right now live are, we've got a buzz that's happening about an exciting opportunity that's about to happen. And yes, that is a pun intended. I got started in the industry, not too long ago, but I can tell you what, I've seen a lot of organizations. I've seen a lot of opportunities. And it's one of those things where when you find something, when you really see something, we see that vision and it aligns with you, almost everything else doesn't matter. And a month ago, I got invited to come down and take a look, and there was about 20 people in the room. And, I was actually the youngest person in the room. I was also one of maybe 4 people out of that 20 that was not a high 6 or 7 figure earner. And I kept pinching myself as I was sitting there, looking at what this company had, the opportunity that was at hand, the products, the testimonials. And I kept pinching myself, wondering if it was actually real, because I couldn't believe that I was at the ground floor. I couldn't believe that I was looking at something that nobody else knew about. And last weekend we had another fly-in. We had 24 the first time and 70 the second time. And I got to tell you, around the room were leaders from all sorts of different parts of the country, from all sorts of different backgrounds, from all sorts of different companies and experiences. And almost one of them was excited beyond a shadow of a doubt. They were excited because it's very rare to find something that hasn't been done before. It's very rare to have something in your hands that you can actually share with everybody and feel really good about it. I believe that, when you look at what we have, when you look at this opportunity, when you see the company and its background and what the product and the ingredients have to offer, you're going to get really excited too. So today is really a get-ready call. It's an informational call. It's an educational call so that you can get further knowledge of what exactly is going on inside of Kannaway. And I'd like to first bring another leader that's joined arms with us and is locking arms and sees the same vision. There's really a lot that I can say about Rodney, the global ambassador of Burton. He came out here last weekend. He's been a giant in the industry. In a few years, he's done a lot of big things. He's put in hundreds of thousands of people into companies. And Rodney Burton, you were here over the weekend. Are you on the call with us?
Yes, sir. I am on the call.
Well, it's a pleasure, Rodney. What did you see over the weekend? What type of excitement? Why is it that somebody like yourself, somebody that obviously has done giant things in the industry, why are you saying yes to Kannaway?
Well, man, I've been watching the news, and based upon what I saw at the event was revolutionary. It was one of those things where people were saying, when are they going to legalize this? When are they going to, when can we make some money from this legally? When can we do something really big with this? And it was when I was in the room hearing the information, seeing the testimonials, like when that guy Jason stood up and talked about how he had to feed his kid 2,200 pills, 2,100 pills a day, and this, that, and the other, and the possibilities of what this may or may can do for an individual really, really brought something close to my heart, being that I just got off the phone about 20 minutes ago with my mother, and she has back pains galore because she has myeloma cancer. And I'm like, Mom, I sent her whatever, everything I could. I just want to be able to help save some lives, maybe help, a personal family member like your mother, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle. Some of us have lost so many relatives to a lot of these sicknesses out there. And the possibilities of helping them one way or another brings back the light in your heart. And in that meeting, I saw a future. I saw me being able to hug and say thank you for saving my life, financially, and also being with their sickness, or if not making any claims or anything, but just trying to help someone else with their ailments. And based upon what I've read so far, it's amazing. You guys are really, really putting something together that's major. A company that has over $70 million invested, a company that has great integrity, great loyalty, You guys aren't a bunch of guys in the garage trying to put a game plan together. You guys are really, really set and have your stuff in order, and that's what I saw so far.
I saw the same thing, Rodney. I wasn't planning on getting excited a month ago. When I flew in and actually took a look at this, I came to a network expecting maybe to take a look at something, and I wasn't planning on getting excited. I left there more excited than I had ever been about an opportunity. Rodney, I mean, you're obviously seeing this grow pretty fast, and we're not even in pre-launch yet. How this really is going to grow after we launch?
Man, let me tell you something, man. Before I even left San Diego, I was on the phone, as you saw, 24/7, 8 days a week. I could not believe this opportunity, and not many other things too. And you know what? I'm gonna keep doing those things, but this thing right here is near and dear to my heart because there are so many people looking for an opportunity such as this right here. This is where the little guy can become the big guy. This is the guy who goes from a zero to a hero. This is that thing that's going to save someone's life financially and spiritually and, maybe I said their ailments or whatever. So, man, I mean, you're going to be some 6- and 7-figure a month earners for those who do it right now, those who take the bull by the horn and hold it tight and ride that bull all the way to the ground. You're going to be happy in about 2 or 3 months. I guarantee it.
I agree with you, Ronnie. I appreciate you taking the time and getting on the call with us. There's somebody else that I want to introduce. The CEO of the company, Jeff Rogers. I met him a month ago, and it's kind of funny. I started connecting him with that I was connected with, and almost every single one of them knew who Jeff was and knew what he had done in the past. When Jeff first actually started a company, he went from 0 to 450,000 people inside that company in a very short amount of time. In the last 10 years, he's been a very well-respected consultant for many different companies in the industry itself. And I got to tell you, I really like working with Jeff. He brings a lot of integrity to the table. He knows what he's doing. He's really somebody that you want to lock arms to and listen to very carefully. If you haven't grabbed a pen and a paper yet, I would actually advise you to do that because the next 3 people are about to share a lot of wisdom about exactly what it's been and where it's going in the future. Hey, Jeff, are you with us tonight?
I am, Billy. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to work with pros like you and Rodney and all the great people that we had out here in San Diego, and we're excited. I can tell you, maybe for some of you on the call, you're taking a look at this for the first time and you're going, hemp, boy, I don't know, and I understand right where you are. It was about a year ago that 2 very good friends of mine, Troy and Charles, gave me a call. And we've talked a number of times over the years and always thought, hey, could do something together one day. And they said, we found it. And I said, well, okay, what is it? And they said, what do you know about, hemp? And I said, hemp, like marijuana hemp? I said, what I know is I was born on Saturday, I was in church on Sunday, and I was never late. And I said, I don't think I'm your guy. I really don't. I know there's other guys out there that probably won't have a problem with that. And they said, no, you don't understand. I mean, it's not that side of the plant. It's CBD. And I'd never heard that before. And so I spent about 6 hours that day doing research, digging into the endocannabinoid system and CBD and its relationship with it and how we were deprived in our bodies and going back and looking at the history of hemp. And you're going to learn a lot more about that from Chris Boucher, who's the godfather of hemp, that's going to speak in just a few minutes. But I was so blown away, I couldn't believe it. And then I got the opportunity to go down and meet the founder, meet the visionary of the company. And literally, he was so passionate about this company and about what we could do for people. This is a wealthy man, a young man, but wealthy. And he didn't need to do it for the money. He was doing it because he wanted to see people blessed. He wanted to see people, whole and families whole. And I mean, literally, he talked without taking a breath for an hour. And I was just sitting there going, oh, my God, I could realize what we had, the opportunity we had, and then realize how big this would be. And we agreed that, let's put this on the back burner and let's bring in somebody who's phenomenal at operations. And that's where they brought Troy in, and Troy and Charles come into the business, and they've actually got that thing so dialed in. And now we're ready with the products that we need. As a matter of fact, the great products we have on the table with us now is another blessing that we waited. They weren't even on the table back then. But I can tell you that when I asked him, what about future products, he said, you tell me what you want, and we'll commit the resources to make that happen. And so that's where we are right now. We're standing on the threshold of what I believe is history. Every 20 years, there's a company that enters our space that absolutely sets network marketing on its ear, that is so revolutionary that just rocks people's world, not only financially, but with a product that can touch people's lives. Now, we're not talking about some berry that somebody found or something that is, wow, we just found it. We're talking about a 10,000-year-old plant. We're talking about something that goes back to the foundation of the earth, in fact, probably older than 10,000 years, and something that's been around and was such a key part of our lifestyle here in America. And you're going to learn a little bit about that. But here's what I'm going to tell you from the business standpoint is, you know where we are now. We're not even in pre-launch yet. We're getting ready to enter into the buzz launch here on March 1st. Billy's going to tell you a little bit more about that. But I truly believe, and I've preached this for years around the world, that if you want to make money, and I don't care if it's a network marketing or anything, if you look for the next force trend that's going to happen, a force trend is something that's going to happen whether you get involved or not. It doesn't matter. That wave, that trend will help push you to success if you're willing to get in front of the wave, work hard, and continue to keep your head down and work hard like Billy and Rodney and so many leaders that are coming in that I speak to on a daily basis. They see it. They see the next force trend. That's where we're at. Now, the future, this is a product that our country, our founding fathers, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, were hemp farmers, and they said that our economy would be sustained by hemp. We're actually headed back to a time when that's going to happen, and we are now and will continue to be the 800-pound gorilla in that entire space, and I feel so blessed to be a part of it. I look forward to meeting every one of you. I can tell you that I have enjoyed so much working with Billy. I give him a hard time, but, I just think he's a phenomenal guy, and getting to meet Rodney and being on the phone and working hand in hand with him. So I look forward to meeting all of you very, very soon. You're going to have a great opportunity to get out and meet us quickly. And so I want to say thank you very much, Billy, for having me on the call.
No, thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate it. I know you're out considering your family, and it means a lot that you take the time and step out of that and share your knowledge, your wealth of experience, and why you're a part of this. Because, guys, it's like Jeff Rogers said, this is going to happen with or without us. This is going to happen with or without myself, with or without Ronnie Burton, with or without Jeff. This is about to happen. It's going to take place, and it's going to snowball very, very quickly in a very good way. There's somebody else that's on this call that Jeff was talking about. His name is Chris Boucher. He was the first person in the USA in over 50 years to grow industrial hemp. That happened in 1994 at the USDA Research Station in Brawley, California. He's the founder of the Hemp Industries Association, the HIA, and Chris Boucher co-wrote the first California and Colorado Industrial Hemp Legislation Act in 1995. He's also known as the godfather of hemp. I've met Chris Boucher several times. I actually was hanging out with him earlier today, and there's nobody better, there's nobody more knowledgeable, there's nobody inside this planet that knows more about hemp than Chris Boucher. And to have him on our side, to have him on our team is really fantastic. Hey, Chris, are you with us tonight?
I certainly am, Billy, and I really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule and getting on with us. Chris, what is it about hemp, that really got you started? Where have you been in this industry, and where do you really see it going?
Well, what really got me going was when I realized that, hemp was taken out of our history books. Cannabis hemp was one of the founding plants of this country. And when you first 13 original colonies, anyone who moved here, one of the laws was you had to grow hemp. And if you didn't have any money to pay your taxes, you could grow hemp and pay your taxes with it. I like to say the new world would have never been found if we didn't have hemp. Because every single ship that crossed the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean crossed it with hemp sails, hemp ropes, hemp oakum. You got to realize how important this crop is. It's more American than apple pie. Look at the first flags. They were all made out of hemp. We used to salute to the flag of hemp. Of course, they changed it over to nylon. Now we salute to DuPont. But when you look just at the history, as Jeff was saying earlier, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, I mean, these guys were full-blown hempsters. They grew hemp as a crop that helped the economy. Thomas Jefferson was the inventor of the hemp rake, one of the first mechanical tools used to process hemp fiber. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, we could continue to talk. I could talk for hours about hemp. You know that, Billy.
I know you could.
Yeah, and I like to say, you know, this is a plant from God. This is God's plant, and, you know, some people say, well, that's kind of fanatical, and I tell people, you know what, pick up the Bible. Oh, by the way, all Bibles by the Pope, Papal law, had to be printed on hemp paper. Okay, the Gutenberg Press, first books that were printed with the Bible, they were printed on hemp paper. But I tell everybody, I always use this in my speeches and stuff, and just for information to get people to know exactly what kind of plant we're dealing with. You look in the Bible, you look in Exodus 30:23. It's a story about when Moses went to the mountain and God spoke to him, and God told him to make the holy anointing oil. And that's what cannabis is. When God told Moses to make the oil, he gave him the ingredients. You can turn to the page. You can read it right there. He tells Moses, I want you to get 500 shekels of frankincense, 500 shekels of myrrh, and 500 shekels of cannabis. Well, the King James Version says calamus. We're not sure if they switched it on purpose, but we know through the University of Haifa in Israel that in Old Hebrew it says cannabis. So all rabbis for 2,000 years, including Jesus, carried cannabis oil on them. It's the healing oil. And, you know, some people say, well, that's a little bit fanatical. And I say, you know what? That's history. It's in the book. And, you know, it was unfortunate that hemp got a bad name back in the 20s and 30s, you know, especially due to racism. You know, when they outlawed hemp, they didn't know they were outlawing hemp because they called it marijuana. William Randolph Hearst, I'm sure I don't know if anyone has ever heard the history of hemp when it was outlawed in the 1930s. You know, I recommend to go out and buy The Emperor Wears No Clothes book written by Jack Hara, and none of us would be on this call if it wasn't for him. That's what I always say. But it was very unusual how they outlawed it, like I said, due to racism and just misinformation. Government's great at misinforming us, you know. I mean, I get mad when I look at my history books and I look back in my high school and college days, and the teachers, the schools never taught us that Betsy Ross's flag was made out of hemp. George Washington was a hemp farmer. On and on and on. I mean, it was removed from our history books. So now that what's happened with the whole hemp cannabis movement, as Billy was saying in the beginning, this is a revolution. This is the hemp revolution, the hemp cannabis revolution. Whether it's for medicine, whether it's for clothing, whether it's for automobiles, or whether it's for anti-aging and skincare. This is the plant that's going to bring everybody home. It's going to bring everybody a nice part-time job, full-time job. You know, I've been lucky. I've been doing this for, probably 25 years every single day. And every single day I've been excited, waiting for this moment to happen. And, you know, we're here now, and I feel real honored to be part of this group, especially with Jeff leading Kannaway. This guy's got some exciting visions, and just really looking forward to hitting some home runs with this hemp bat here.
Hey, Chris, those are some incredible facts. I mean, I love listening to you talk because you're so knowledgeable. You got so many crazy, awesome stories, you know, related to industrial hemp and where it's been and you know, where you've been. What is it, though? Because when I first flew in and I heard it was about hemp, you know, the first thing that crossed my mind was, you know, marijuana and THC and, you know, people getting high. But I had no idea what CBD was, what it stood for, and, you know, what it did to people. Could you maybe explain to people what we're dealing with? What is THC versus CBD, and what the products, the Cannabis Beauty Defined and the hemp vape are made of?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, Billy. And, you know, I like to inform people that there's hemp is cannabis sativa. You have industrial hemp, and industrial hemp basically has 0.03% THC. It's below 1%. You could smoke a truckload of it and not get high. You'd probably get a headache and die from carbon monoxide. Cannabis marijuana has high THC and low CBD. What happened was people were misinformed over the last 40, 50 years about CBD. So all the marijuana growers, they bred the CBD out of the plant. They didn't realize the value to it because when you have CBD in the plant, you don't get high. It brings you down. So they said, let's get rid of this CBD. We don't need it. Let's increase the THC to get high with. Well, with industrial hemp, they did the opposite. They said, you know what? We don't want to get high. We want to increase the CBD, which would offset the THC. And those are the distinctions. Even in the United States Congress, there's a great study that was done this summer, a congressional research report, and it basically distinguished what industrial hemp was and what marijuana was. And they came to the conclusion that marijuana is a high THC-based cannabis plant, and industrial hemp is a high CBD-based cannabis plant. And when I say cannabis, most people are not sure where does this word come from. Anyone ever heard of canvas? You know, the Renaissance painters, all the painters painted on canvas. Canvas means cannabis. So when people paint on canvas, they're basically painting on cannabis. And it's an interesting word. It's in our language. It's inbred in our English language, and we don't even know it. Canopy, you go to Russia and Poland and Hungary, a canopy means cannabis. So it's quite interesting. I get into the word linguistics, and I won't go too deep there. But I'll give you one more great funny fact that every night if you have kids and you put them to bed at night, and what do you put on them? You put their pajamas on. Does anybody know what the word pajamas means? Pajamas is a Korean word that means men's cannabis pants or men's marijuana pants, pajima. So, you know, this is inbred in our language, and it's just educating everybody, educating the consumer. You know, an informed consumer is a great customer. And I think that the information that we're providing, information that the media is providing, has made this ground zero for this revolution to happen.
I couldn't agree more. You know, I think a lot of people throughout the ages have been misinformed about what, you know, industrial hemp is and what marijuana is and, you know, the correlation between the two of them. There's a lot of people out there, you know, and it's not even their fault. They're ignorant to what exactly CBD is. They're ignorant to, you know, what hemp really is, what the products that can be created from it, and how much it can help the economy, how much it can help the deforestation, and how much it can help people. You know, so we've got hemp vape, Chris. We've got the Cannabis Beauty Define, which is anti-aging cream. Both have got high CBD and low THC. You know, I see a lot of e-cigarettes happening. It's like a phenom that's going around, you know, not just the country but the globe, and the majority of them have got and high nicotine. Does our hemp vape have either one of them?
Yeah, it's 0.000 THC, I believe. It's so low. I always call it the poppy seed bagel theory. There's more opiates in a poppy seed than there is THC in industrial hemp. So, you know, we nickname them no highs. But, yeah, the product line is just incredible, knowing that, you know, these are high CBDs. And as we mentioned before, what does CBD do to the human body? What is a cannabidiol? How does it fit into the human body? Well, I suggest everybody do their research and look at the endocannabinoid system. It's the foundation of the human body. In about 3 to 5 years, when you go to your doctor to get your blood pressure checked, to get your cholesterol checked, well, he's probably going to look at your endocannabinoid system first. It basically regulates the entire body. It wasn't discovered until 1992. And the CBD plays in a very, very important fact, and it's almost the key that unlocks the control of the body. It's a foundational principle, and we can get into that further, but, you know, there's a lot to learn, a lot of research, and like I tell everybody, you know, go onto the Internet, look up endocannabinoid system, look up cannabidiol, cross-reference it with the different ailments and the different problems that people have, and you'll see the research is just incredible. There's thousands and thousands of studies that have been done. Unfortunately, the government doesn't recognize it yet. But things are moving quite quickly in Washington, D.C. now. And as everyone sees in the news, there's a new state every day practically that's trying to legalize hemp, cannabis, even CBD.
Yeah, and just recently, Chris, President Obama signed the Farm Bill, which, right around 10 states are now legal to grow hemp for the first time in, 87 years, inside of research facilities and universities. So everything is trending towards, a consciousness shift, not just with people, but with governments, with the entire planet. People are seeing what hemp can really do. And like Chris said, I encourage you as well, because I didn't know. I was definitely not educated on what CBD is, what is cannabidiol, and what it does to people, how it affects people. We can't make any claims, in terms of what exactly it fixes, what it does to different ailments. But we could, if you knew the testimonial stories that Chris Boucher knows, if you heard the testimonial stories that I've heard, you would want every single one of these products. You would be excited as I am, and you'd be ready to tell the world. So, Chris, thank you so much for you got a really busy schedule. We really appreciate you taking the time out and getting on the call.
Hey, Billy, hold on a second. Billy, I have one question for him that everybody wants to know. Can I ask him?
Go ahead, Rodney.
The question that I get all day long for the last couple of days is, can you take the CBD and will it show up in a person's drug test?
No, because the drug tests they're designed to test for THC. So the CBD is so low that it would not pop a marijuana drug test. I believe they're 50 nanograms. People that are in the government or the military, that's a different story. They're not allowed to eat poppy seeds. They're not allowed to take certain cough medicines. And, I just tell people to be cautious about that because you're not going to fail, but there is small amounts, it's traces, and that's why hemp is legal, though. Because the Ninth Court of Appeals ruled back in 2004 that THC is legal in food. If you went to Whole Foods and you bought hemp seed oil and you bought some hemp seed, there's THC in there, but it's such a small amount. There's more arsenic in your water than there is THC in hemp. So it's just a constituent of the plant. And you find CBD, cannabidiol, it's just not in hemp. It's in flax oil. You find it in echinacea. There's even a little bit in kale. Hemp happens to be the mother lode of CBD, so it's just not exclusive to cannabis.
Right on. Well, thank you, Rodney, for asking that question, and thank you, Chris, for informing and educating everybody about CBD.
Hey, Billy, it's Troy.
Hey, Troy. How's it going, brother?
Pretty good, buddy. Just one thing to touch on about that. We have somebody that's in the UFC. And he's getting ready to fight a fight in June. And, so that question came up to him today is he's part of Kannaway, and he's been using our products now for the last 2 months. He uses the topical as well as, takes CBD sublingually and that underneath his tongue and using our products. And, he has to test, and he's always doing testing and everything as he's in training and leading up to his fights. And that was one of the tests, that he has to take. And he told everybody today in the office, that he's passed. But we do just always have a word of caution. It's like poppy seed bagels. You could potentially pass an opiate or fail an opiate test for taking poppy seeds. But it's definitely exciting to know that we got some big names in some major sports that are now using CBD for many different reasons as they're training.
What's exciting is having you on the call, Troy. I know that you've got a vast amount of experience inside of network marketing. You're a businessman. You're able to see an opportunity before most others do, and you're forward and move further and faster with it. We all wouldn't be on this call right now if it wasn't for you. A year ago, if I'm correct, if I'm not correct, please correct me. But you saw this company, you saw the products that they had, you saw the potential of actually moving it and helping out more people. And obviously, the best form of advertising, proven without a shadow of doubt, is word of mouth. It was your vision that took this to a network marketing site.
Yeah, Billy, that's right. I was called a little over a year ago now and asked to come down to San Diego and take a look at some products. And, at first I was like, there's no way. How's it legal? This can't be. And so I ended up, accepting the invitation to come down. And as I was sitting and I was talking with Michael, and it hit me. And I was looking at the whiteboard, and there's all these products, and I said, we got to do this with a network marketing company. This is how we're going to get the word out there. This is how we're going to change the opinion of what the industry really truly is. And from that point forward, and Jeff shared that little story a little while ago, we got all excited, and then reality set in, and I said, why would we ruin such a good thing if we go to market right now with this? What's going to happen is we're going to fail from a customer service perspective. We're going to fail from having enough product in stock ready to go and ship. Let's do this right. Let's hold back and do it the right way. And that's exactly what we did. And it was, we've been building up to this point. And fortunately, about 6 months ago, I don't even think it's been that long ago, but a big, huge change really came to the industry. And that's when Sanjay Gupta came out and was doing the special about little Charlotte over in Denver. And, started sharing that story of Charlotte's Web and the power of what CBD is. And I remember, it started the following day, our phones just started to ring off the hook because people knew we had CBD, and we had the only federally legal supply of CBD in the U.S. that could be shipped over all 50 states. And, fast forward to December of this year, and I picked the phone back up, and I called Jeff, and I said, Jeff, it's time. Can you come to our Christmas party? And he goes, it's time? I said, it's time. Jeff showed up in our Christmas party, shook hands with Mike, and said, game on. And here we are today. So March 1st is coming, and we're excited to have all you guys part of this. And it's going to be the best ride we've ever had in network marketing.
I couldn't agree more, Troy. While I got you on the line, before I bring on the master behind the scenes with our incredible marketing system that we're about to share with everybody, could you maybe explain to everybody what they should expect in the next coming weeks and month and moving forward to March 1st?
Sure, absolutely. So and I think you guys have Chris on the call here with us as well this evening, and he's going to be sharing the marketing system and that. And one of the things that we definitely want to make sure of, we do have such a great opportunity. We don't want to be sharing the wrong words and make everything like that, and that's what Share Engine's going to do. And that'll begin to launch, in the coming weeks. But between now and March the 1st, there's going to be a lot of exciting team calls that are going on. And mark your calendars. It's official. The official first Buzz Party is going to take place in San Diego at the Sheraton in Mission Valley. It's going to be by ticket and invite only. And we will have that March the 1st. And we also have a live band that's going to be playing that evening. The people that end up getting a ticket that come to that event will be one of the first 100 to 200 people. We haven't made the final determination yet to actually receive their commemorative package with all their products, and the ball will be rolling at that point in time, and we'll be live.
Right on. Well, I'm excited about March 1st coming along, and we all appreciate you taking the vision of a company. You seeing something before everybody else did. And really taking the ball and the bull by the horns and just running with it. So why are we here tonight? Well, we're here to educate, and I think we've done a great job at that. If we haven't, this call is recorded. We'll have more and more information about what exactly we're about to launch. But there's a system and a methodology behind this. And what happened, because of compliance, because of, we can't make any claims. I wish we could, but we can't right now, just based on the federal government and the laws and restrictions behind making claims. So the company had to have a unique system. They had to have a way to control the content, and they had to have a way to share the content online, because there's so many companies that are missing that missing piece of the puzzle of a way of duplication. For a lot of people to duplicate, but it's easy for systems to duplicate. And Christopher Hussey has put together one of the most magnificent, and I want to say magical systems online. It's called Share Engine. I've worked for Chris for, actually quite a while. We actually did our first conference call together ever over right about 2 years ago. And he put together a system that is going to allow the company to control the content, and it's going to allow you to share the content and actually embed your link into the content. Crazy, awesome system. He's got over 300 different social media platforms all attached to this platform, and it's what I believe is the missing piece of the puzzle. Because if you're looking for online training, if you're looking for offline systems, if you're looking for a way to build a business, if you've ever built one in the past and it's worked for you, well, we're going to give you everything that you've ever wanted in terms of online marketing, offline marketing, you name it, whatever you're going to want to build this with, we're going to put the right tools in place so that you can go out there and you can make everything you've ever wanted to happen and happen for you and your family this year. Christopher Hussey, the first time that you showed me Share Engine, my mouth dropped. I looked at it and I said, wow, this is absolutely genius. It's so awesome to have you on the team. It's so awesome to have you behind the company's technology. I believe you're the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer of the company. Maybe can you explain Share Engine to everybody and how awesome this system really is?
Hey, guys, it's Christopher. Thanks for having me on the call tonight. So here I am today, 18 months after getting a very, very interesting idea. We've been in the online space for a long, long time, working with great people like Billy and Troy and Rodney and all types of people who really know what they're doing in the online space. But I think I could probably say one thing that plagues leaders in the online space as well as a lot of people that are on their teams. Content marketing, when you can actually create a piece of content that gets people's attention and helps them to make a decision to join your team. Well, a lot of people on teams don't actually possess that skill. And I know for myself and for other leaders, it's a real challenge that we can't help people in our team duplicate that technology. The other thing about that we want to really, really pay attention to is how do we rank our product in the natural search engine results so we get the best of both worlds. We maximize content marketing for our team, but we also maximize search engine optimized results, natural organic results for all of those keywords and all of that content that really drives people to our opportunity. Well, I sat down one day and I asked myself a very simple question. And I said, if I have someone on my team and they have a lot of people in social media, what if I could create a piece of content and I could put it on one website, and what if anybody on my team could hit the Facebook share button and they could share that content into Facebook, and if anyone came back and got onto our team, then that person would belong to them on the team. And what if it was never seen as duplicate content by Google? What if we could have our cake and eat it too? And what if we could do it on any social platform? And then I asked one other question, and this is the important part. What if Rodney could create content? And what if Billy could create content? And what if Troy could create content? And what if you, as an up-and-coming leader, someone who had a voice and someone who had something to say, what if we could all participate in that content together? And we could all affect the search results, and we could all share content onto any social platform. And what if we tracked every single link? And what if every single link came back to the person who shared it, level over level over level over level, totally going viral, and everyone could share the same content and build their team that way? We would have the greatest synergy between traditional, viral, multi-level marketing and the power of content and social viral marketing. We would have the greatest synergy. And so we sat down, we asked the right questions, and we built it. Now, the beautiful thing is we had literally every top player within the social media space come to us and purchase the product, and some of the largest websites on the internet are actually using the product right now. We had over 7 multi-level marketing companies come to us and ask us if this could be the base platform to promote their opportunity. That's how strongly they felt about this brand new technology. But I got introduced to this amazing team at Kannaway. I got introduced to the vision. I got introduced to what we're doing in the hemp revitalization. I got introduced to the opportunity and this amazing, amazing team. And they approached me and they said, look, we are going to launch the most massive tsunami of opportunity to ever hit the MLM world, and we want Share Engine exclusively for us and not for anyone else. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. there's a technology that exists that the top players in the MLM world are vying to use. They've bought it. They played full boat. They're building systems around it. They want to use it. But someone at the top of a tsunami opportunity that you are on a call for right now had the forethought to go to the developer and the owner of that technology and say, you know what? We want to lock this up for our people. We want to make sure that they have an unfair advantage online and offline for our opportunity and no one else. And that's what we're doing. The beautiful, beautiful thing about this is we are creating a collective of leaders who have vision, who all work together, and every single person will be able to use all of that content and all of that search engine optimization and all of that amazing leadership to leverage into their own personal opportunity, their own personal check, their own personal growth. And I have to tell you, I am brilliantly excited to be part of the Kannaway opportunity and working like crazy for this March 1st launch. So myself, my family, you, your family, the leaders and their family can take advantage of what I believe will be the greatest opportunity I've ever personally seen.
I don't think I could have said it any better, Chris. I truly believe that what we have, with this product, what we have with this platform, what we have with this compensation plan, what we have with the people that we're surrounding ourselves with, with the foundation and the patent behind all of this, and what you put together with Share Engine, I don't think that there's anything that can stop us. And, I think that a lot of people on this call may not realize is that, we haven't even pre-launched yet. March 1st, we're having that incredible party down here in San Diego at the Mission Valley Sheraton, and, the ball is going to get rolling right then. And everybody that's on this call right now, maybe you think you're at the ground floor, but you don't realize you're below the ground. We're not even at the ground floor level yet. The garage door isn't even open. You are literally on this call tonight before, the majority of people even know or even hear or, they smell that this is coming. You have an incredible opportunity right now to actually build a team. You have an incredible opportunity to build your list, to put together, as many people that have the same vision as we do as possible between now and March 1st and then April 1st when we launch. There's people right now on this call that do see the vision, that do hear the mission behind this, and are putting together an incredible team. And I believe that a lot of them will literally have this on autopilot by the time that we launch. And anybody out there right now that's listening to this, even if it's on recording, you've got that same opportunity. You have got that same, chance, that same door, that same window that's open right in front of you for you to take it and make whatever you want. It's like Tony Robbins says, it's in those moments of decision your destiny is shaped. Is this one of those moments? I believe the answer is yes, but only you can make that decision. Only you can take a step forward. If you sit there and do nothing, you sit there and you get nothing. What is there for you to do next? Well, there's no link for you to join. There's no place for you to actually, hold your spot. What you need to do is get back with that person who invited you. You need to tell them you're all in. You need to tell them that, you know what, I'm ready to run. I see this. I feel it. I can't wait for this to happen. I'm ready to start building a team and start connecting with as many people as possible. Put together that list, inform and educate, and find as many people as possible right now that are connectors, networkers, and people that, want something bigger and better in life. Are sick and tired of being sick and tired, want to actually achieve their dreams, and look at residual income as financial freedom. And this is here. It's now. It's so cliche to say that this is the right time and the right place with the right people, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think there was a better opportunity for you to actually lock your arms with something that's right at that right time before the positioning even begins. So I want to thank, first off, Rodney Burton, the global ambassador, for seeing this vision, for coming on and sharing his excitement, his enthusiasm. I want to thank Jeff Rogers, the CEO, who shared, why he's involved in this and where the company's going. Mr. Troy Neihart, we all wouldn't be here without him. And, we're very thankful that he saw the products and he saw the opportunity to actually mold this into an incredible network marketing opportunity for everybody that's on this call. Chris Boucher, the godfather of hemp, he gave us the wisdom, he gave us the education, he gave us the knowledge behind where hemp has been and where it is right now and where it's about to go. And, of course, Christopher Hussey put together an incredible share engine, an incredible system for anybody that's an online marketer, anybody that wants to be one, because I truly believe that Christopher's system, it's what he calls monkey-proof, but I call it grandma-proof because it's going to allow everybody to monetize their social equity. So, guys, right now, what's your next step? build that list, connect with as many people, get ready for March 1st. And, we will have more of these calls, but this is the first one. This is the get ready call. We'll have this baby recorded and out there to everybody in the next 24 hours.
Hold on 1 second. I hate to interrupt you, but I want to tell the whole team this right here. Today I got a phone call from Jeff Rogers. He called me specifically, and he says, Rodney, I want to thank you, for taking, the time to work this program. But let me tell you one thing. You have no idea the things that are coming. There are going to be some 6- and 7-figure a month earners. I mean, guys who never made any money before are going to make 6 and 7 figures a month. I mean, this year. That's how powerful this is. People are getting 1,000 to 2,000 people opt in to their Facebook page, to their new opt-in pages, to their text messaging. I mean, this is one of those things where what if you could have been in the beginning of Microsoft or the beginning of Facebook, or the beginning, of the TV or anything, you were that first person. These guys are you. That is you right now. I mean, somebody called you up or sent you a message, and now you're in the very, very beginnings, and everyone else in the world will be under you. That's all I want to tell you. Everyone else in the world will be under you if you build now and don't play. I'm sorry, but I just had to say that.
I'm so glad you did, Rodney, because you know what? That's the exact words that everybody needed to hear. If you build right now, if you lock arms with us, if you see the mission and the vision behind this company, and you go to work for the next 90 days, the next 120 days, you could literally set your life apart from everybody else that doesn't see this, because it is going to happen with or without us. It's going to happen with or without me. It's going to happen with or without Rodney. And it can happen with or without you. But you know what? You can make it happen today. You can go out there and you can start this right now. You can start building that team, and you're going to look back and you're going to thank us, and you're going to say, I'm so glad I did, instead of, man, I wish I would have. Don't be in that second category. Be in the first, and let's get rolling. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. God bless, and we'll see everybody on the next call.